And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, another epic VeVe live stream. Today is actually part 2 of the drops today. We had the first drop earlier in the day, the Marvel Mighties, the Thor drop. I actually skipped that one, but shout out to everyone who did well on that. I saw a lot of secret rares, ultra rares. So a lot of them was from the VeVe fam. So shout out to everyone who's able to grab something like that. I skipped it. I don't have too many gems right now. I only have about 110 gems, I think. So I'm just holding on to the gems I have, getting ready for the Givenchy drop coming up. Can't wait. I'm excited. I know a lot of people are excited for this drop. So drop a comment. Let me know which rarity you guys are going to be going for, because this is actually not a blind box. So I'm going to be talking about the details of this Givenchy drop coming up in about 1 hour. And we got a couple of videos to go over too as well today. Good to be back, fam. I know it's been a week or so since I've been doing the live streams. Wanted to take a little bit of time off from the lives and switch it up a little bit and go with the VeVe golf vlogs. Now, one of the reasons why I did that is because, one, you guys know me, I'm loving golf right now. Been working on my game and trying to get some content out there. But really, I believe that that's just the future of content creation. People are going to be having the digital assets from these licensed brands, the biggest brands in the world, and a lot of their videos on YouTube, Instagram, just different TikTok, social media. So just wanted to kind of put that out there, spend about a week on it. A lot of the golf times were during the VeVe drop time, so I missed a lot of the drops. But good to be back. I'm going to be going over the details of this Givenchy drop. I got a Logan Paul impulsive interview clip of with him and Kevin O'Leary talking about the reasons why digital assets, licensed digital assets are basically the future. And we all know that Logan's, into OMI already. He knows about VeVe. So him talking with Kevin O'Leary, I think, is a big deal. So we're going to be diving into that video. And also, if we have time, I'm going to also probably try to at least tune into the second half of the AMA last night or yesterday on the Twitter Spaces. I was trying to live stream it, but for some reason, I can't seem to get the audio working on my desktop during these Twitter Spaces. You guys know me before. I was holding up my phone to the mic. I didn't want to do that this time. So playing it back, I can hear it pre-live stream when I was just doing this. So it's working right now when I'm playing the recording. So I'm going to try to at least play the second half of that, because we have some groundbreaking news, guys. VeVe, a historical moment has just happened. Futters, can rest in peace. We have the cash out, the payout finally going live soon. It's live already for a lot of people testing it out right now. And so I want to touch on that. We got MCP alerts coming soon as well too. So crazy exciting time in the VeVe fam, in the VeVe community, even during a bear market. I mean, we see a lot of other platforms, different spaces. Everything's down right now, right? All across the space, stocks, crypto, you name it. But there's definitely exciting times coming around the corner in the VeVe community. So I want to touch on that. But first things first, let's dive into today's drop. We got the Givenchy Pride #2. Let me just share my screen real quick. Here we go. We already know that we have the Givenchy Pride #1 on the VeVe app. So this is Givenchy Pride #2. I think this is going to be a big deal long term. Amar was talking about, possible utility for the Givenchy holders, the Givenchy Pride holders, whether that's different kind of parties in the future, you name it. So I think even though this isn't FA, it's not the first edition, Givenchy Pride, I think it's going to be a big deal long term. We don't know what it's going to do in the secondary market right away. I'll give my predictions after I go over all the details for all of these. It's not a blind box, so you can actually pick between the 3 collectibles, which one you want. The first one we have is the Rewind Collective Flag. This is not the Givenchy one. There's only one, I believe, that is actually commissioned with Givenchy, kind of like the first, round that we had with the House of Cards and then the Givenchy Pride. This rare one is the only Givenchy one, I believe. This is the first one. This is the uncommon. Pretty limited, which is a good sign. All these are pretty limited, less than 2,000 for all of them. 1,978 editions, I believe, for every single one. Almost every single one. Both commons, 1,978 editions, $50 for the flag. And then we have the heart. So, like I said, it's not a blind box. If you guys don't think you're going to be able to get the Givenchy Pride, you may want to go for at least one of them. One of these uncommons will probably have a better chance of getting the flag or the heart. But you guys know me. You got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. I'm going for the Givenchy Pride. It's going to be a tough one, guys. If you guys luck out and get the Givenchy Pride II. This is going to be a decent amount of money, I believe. I think the first one's about 2,600 last time I checked in the marketplace. If it moved up or down, you guys can let me know in the comments. I believe the first one's about 2,600. We've seen that go up to about 10K. I made a move. I sold my duplicate one for around 4-ish. And I bought the Walt Disney, my duplicate Walt. That paid off pretty well. Should have, looking back, maybe sold it at the 40K heights, but it is what it is. I actually probably don't regret that because I always think about it. If I did sell it at the 40K, I probably would have bought a bunch of other collectibles in the market that all went down as well. So who knows what would happen. I'm glad I still hold on to the 2 Walts. Shout out to anyone else who's in the 2 Walt gang. Let's go. But those are the 2 commons. Then, of course, we have the rare 1,989 editions. Now, this is the $100 price point. So I believe this is the same price point as the first one. But this is the only one that's, commissioned actually by Givenchy. I think this is the one to go for, in my opinion. I think it's worth missing out. If you don't get it, it's going to be worth it if you get it. My prediction on this one, I want to hear some of your predictions too in the chat, guys. I'll get to the chat after this. I think it's going to go for at least $100 price point, retail price, $100. I think it's going to at least resell. Of course, it depends on how the market opens up. It's a big factor. If it opens up right away, if it doesn't. Give or take around, I would say probably about $400, maybe $500. It's a down market right now. And I believe when this first came out, it was pretty cheap, the first one, but times were completely different back then. Not as many people. I believe I went for the Gold Clio. Gold Clio came out at like $500. There's only 888, editions of those. I got it on the drop, so I paid like $50 for that Gold Clio. I ended up paying $200 for that Givenchy in the secondary market. I think that's what it came out for because I bought one right away. Went up past 1,000, kind of retraced back down to 600. I bought a second one at 700, and then it just took off again in the thousands. So because that one came out at only maybe 200, this one might come out maybe around the same price, maybe 300. I'm thinking 300 to 400 around that price range. Maybe I was thinking maybe 400 to 500 originally, but 400 sounds about right to me, depending on, of course, how the market opens up. I'm not going to flip it if I get it on the drop. This is probably one I'm going to hold, unless it comes out for a crazy amount like thousands, and there's only a couple in the market for resale. That's a possibility. If there's like 5 available in the market right away, I could probably see it go close to 1,000. But again, as the market opens up to everybody else, probably come back down in price. I think like $400 is probably going to be the price for it, which I would scoop it up if I had the gems, 100%. Don't have the gems, so I'm okay with just passing it. I think anything Givenchy long-term is going to do really well. When you think of big brands like celebrities that would tune into VeVe eventually, they would really want a Givenchy piece. And if they can't afford the first one, they'll probably get the second one. And those that can definitely afford the first one, they're going to complete the set of all the Givenchy pieces, Givenchy Pride pieces, and grab this one. Because if we get time, like I said, I'm going to try to tune into that AMA on the Twitter Spaces. And Amar was talking about the utility aspect of these. So that could definitely bump up the price. I'm going to get to some comments. And then I'm going to talk about a Logan Paul interview that he did with Kevin O'Leary. I think anytime I hear different celebrities, just people with high influence, talk about licensed digital assets being the future, and that constant similarity and really just promotion between the physical and digital. Comics and crypto always talks about that. Sean, with the comic books, the physical and digital ties. We're just going to see more and more into the future as we go. Like, we're going to look back at these times and say, wow, that's all the stuff I was saying years ago. Like, we were all saying it. You guys were saying it. Everyone in the community, in the VeVe community, is saying it. We're just going to see the whole entire world start to adopt that whole entire thought process as we get further into this. We got Willow Kid in the building. How we doing? Roman Z. Tito, it's been a long time. How we doing? I'm definitely excited about the Givenchy drop. The fudders can fud off. I can't wait to talk about the payout, guys. I don't personally have it just yet. I think Foster Hill did a video on it last night. Shout out to Foster. He was in the VeVe Twitter Spaces AMA last night as well too. Did a short little video, or maybe a long video. I didn't even get really a chance to look at it, but Had a short little talk on Twitter Spaces talking about how he has the payout. Took him 10 minutes to cash out some of his gems into Bitcoin. Guys, VeVe is becoming liquidable. What that's going to do to the whole mindset to everybody. I mean, just for your own example, right? Think about you telling your family or friends getting into VeVe. You know, months ago when we were all telling everybody to get into VeVe, it's kind of hard to accept the fact that you can't take out your money just yet, right? So the people that did their research, did their homework, really believed, had faith in the whole Economy VeVe team, they might have took that risk or might have took that chance and might have put in 50, $100, maybe thousands of dollars, depending on who you're talking to, right? Majority of the people wouldn't have done that. But now you can actually tell those people, cash out is here. KYC for everyone is coming. Payouts around the corner. I think mid-July is the date. Big things are happening, guys. And the fact that we can not only just cash out into US dollars into our bank, but we can cash out with crypto into Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think USDT, and I think Binance Coin as well too. I mean, that's huge. Been a long time. What it do, LJ? How we doing, James Robertson? 2.4 at the moment. 500 to 1K, I predict. Yeah. Okay, so Givenchy, I think a little bump from like 2K, 1.9-ish up to like 2.6. I saw like 2.9. Came back down a little bit, 2.4. Some people probably want some gems for the next one. Now, the first one is the first edition Givenchy drop, Givenchy Pride. I think that's going to carry some more weight in the future. But because Givenchy, however you want to say it, I usually just say Givenchy. Because that's such a high-end brand, I think anything Givenchy is going to do great long-term, personally. It's one of those brands where rappers always talk about Louis V, Givenchy, Balenciaga. Like, these are all high-end luxury brands where I always say people like Kim Kardashian, when she finds VeVe, she probably already did find VeVe. Shout out to Kim. Yeah, she's going to get the Givenchy pieces. Beyonce, all these people, right? Simone saying don't go for the poster. Definitely not worth it. Definitely think this one is the one to go for. Let me know in the chats. I want to hear what some opposing opinions are. Is anybody skipping the poster? Maybe trying to pick it up in the marketplace and just trying to lock in one of the uncommons? Oh, not a bad idea, Richard. I think that's a solid play right there. I mean, getting a Fantastic Four #1. Even Ultimate Fallout. I mean, that's one of the secret rares I love a lot just because that does have a physical counterpart already. That's already, I think there was just a record high sale, if I'm not mistaken. Not the comic expert, but I'm pretty sure that Ultimate Fallout secret rare just had a physical sell for like over 30K, maybe it was. DW excited about the drop. I think a lot of people are excited about this one. This is one where Peacock with the hair. My hair is kind of frizzy. I didn't just take a shower. Usually in the mornings I come right out of the shower, so my hair is kind of down. But my hair is kind of frizzy right now, so it's definitely going crazy right now. Shout out to Miss Rose. Also shout out to Miss Rose for getting her first ever secret rare on the drop. Let's go. Give it up one time to Miss Rose. Secret rare finally after all these drops. Maybe you caught fire. Maybe the luck is going to continue into today's drop. If you just get the Givenchy poster drop, Miss Rose, that's going to be crazy. I think it was Lilo and Stitch, the secret rare, if I'm not mistaken, right? But yeah, Fantastic Four #1. That's one of the top comics. Probably top 3, arguably top 2, top 1, maybe. I think Marvel Comics #1's an obvious #1, but a lot of people are bullish on the Fantastic Four #1. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I don't have the KYC either just yet. So I think it is completely random. But that's a good sign. Big things are around the corner, guys. I mean, that was one of the biggest things, right? People don't want to buy the VeVe NFTs because there's no way to withdraw your money. I always use this analogy, right? And I want to give a shout out to OpenSea because they're an innovator in the space. I don't want to seem like I'm talking down on them or anything. I mean, they have their own place, right, in the market. And I think what they've done for this space is incredible. They've given independent artists a way to make a living through their content, through their art, creativeness. But one thing I always say is, do you think OpenSea would have thrived the way it did if nobody could cash out or withdraw? Like, would OpenSea have survived if it was not liquidable? Do you think people loved OpenSea because of the quality of all their NFTs? Or do you think people loved the OpenSea because it was liquidable, because they could get lucky with a project, and in a couple weeks cash out for thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of dollars, whatever the case is, right? I truly don't believe any other platform would survive as long as VeVe did and thrive the way VeVe did if they didn't have cash out, if they didn't have the ability to be liquidable. Once VeVe's liquidable, and you're anyone from a person who has no kind of investing background, just a casual fan, to you know all kinds of high-end investors, once everybody sees VeVe NFTs, VeVe collectibles as liquidable, I think the game changes. And it's starting to change now because people, like we know, Foster Hill, I think Taps Trades has cash out. He said in a video, or I don't know if it was Taps or not. A couple other people, content creators, have cash out. They put out videos on it, testing it out. And so once that becomes the standard, the norm, the game's changed forever. And then the next catalyst on top of that one, which will really, I think, set it above everything and really kind of go back to all-time highs, is having cash out is amazing, to just have that confidence. Now people, I have friends that wouldn't put in $20 to go for a drop because they knew they couldn't pull it out. Now everyone who's willing to put in hundreds of thousands of dollars can put it in. To anyone who's willing to put in $20, they can put it in with confidence that they can pull it out. Now obviously there's little barriers to where the minimum withdrawal is $100 and you have to have at least 1,000 gems in your account. Of course there's going to be limitations and all kinds of things, but the fact is that it's going to be liquidable. Now that's huge to get mainstream adoption, right? That's a huge point that we needed, right? A huge feature that we needed. The next thing I think that's going to put it over the edge is now that we can cash out the crypto, is being able to buy these NFTs with crypto, OMI to NFT. That's going to be the game changer, because that's going to help all the people that have crypto money that don't want to put in their fiat cash money, just convert their ETH to OMI, go shopping on the VeVe web app, because now that the VeVe web app's live for everybody, it's going to be game changing, guys. So just amazing to hear them talk about that in the Twitter spaces the other day. Shout out to the whole Comey VeVe team. Crypto Khaki came on there, had amazing points to say. He talked about how he wasn't that excited just because he knew this day would come. And I kind of had to laugh because, we've been in the same boat, and it's just amazing to see everybody's excitement about it, because it's something that we've all been not wishing, but like kind of just waiting to tell the world, tell our families, like, it's not that scam. A couple other people came up on the platform and talked about, their experience, and kind of just reiterated the same thing, just not so much that they're ready to cash out, but just that confidence to tell their family and friends, to say, like, we're not crazy this whole time, like, it's finally here. So shout out to the Comey team, like Crypto Khaki said, just to kept pushing forward, because there was so much FUD. They could have focused on so many other things, but they really wanted to lock that down for the community. So it's just amazing to see. Great day, great time to be in the VeVe fam. We got 42 minutes to the drop. I want to go over some comments real quick, and then I want to go over this video from Logan Paul. I think it's a good one. It's only a little short clip I'm going to play, probably about 10 minutes from the long interview, but I think it's a good one. So we'll see what Kevin O'Leary has to say. Had to grab an Odin, $50 way too cheap in my opinion. Is that the ultra rare? Yeah, I think that's probably too cheap for the ultra rare. I think anything like 40, 30. If it's dipped down that low, let me take a look. Some of them, Mighties usually come out really cheap, and then they'll work its way up over time. Like, I remember the Captain Americas, the Series 1 Mighties, they came out like $3, $4. People just slept on them. I probably even slept on them more than I should have. Yeah, the Odin's at 54 right now. I believe this is a pretty limited run real quick, too. Let me check. I'll double check real quick. Pretty sure this is a Mighty run, and I heard a lot of people talk about how this is probably one of the better looking Mighty sets in their opinion. Yeah, the Common only has 8,000 editions, which is pretty low, I would think, for the Mighties. Got the Uncommon 6,000 editions, 4,000 editions for the Rare. I like the way Odin looks probably the best too. Odin, 2,500. Yeah, it's a steal for $50, I think, in my opinion. That could easily be going for over 100. Not financial advice. Secret Rare, 1,500. Pretty limited, like that. Better rate bill. Yeah, definitely a cheap one. Yeah, so the flag, I like the fact that there's less than 2,000 editions for all of these. Let me know, is anyone going for the uncommons? So I feel like that's probably going to be the ones that get hit the hardest, because everyone's going to be going for the Givenchy Pride II, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but tongue twister there. I just think, the people realized last time that the Pride was the only one by Givenchy. These other ones are Rewind Collective, which Rewind Collective in its own right is still huge. Amar talked about some of the one of ones were going for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I think what got confused when he was explaining that, some people thought that the museums that were looking at some of these Givenchy Pride pieces, I think people got confused and thought that he thought that he meant museums were looking at one of ones. There's museums that are looking at the Givenchy Pride posters on the VeVe app right now and may have even bought them. And I think that's only the very beginning. So, yes, the ones that have been resold, the Rewind Collective pieces that have resold in auctions were one of ones. But there's currently huge, iconic museums looking to buy and may have already bought them. We don't know just yet. But he confirmed that they're looking at the Givenchy Pride pieces on the VeVe app. I think that's game changing, because once things get in place, like the things I was just talking about, that's going to solidify VeVe as the biggest collecting app in the world. Whether it's physical or digital, I think digital will just outweigh physical. But it's going to be the biggest NFT platform in the world, the biggest collecting community in the world, because they're going to digitize everything. And there's so many other things that you can own digitally that you can't own physically. So I just believe the room for growth digitally is going to just be astronomical. I think it's going to be massive. We probably will have to go over Rhythm Gate today, Timing Gate, whatever you want to call it, because I think it's going to be a tough one to get the drop. Again, guys, it's not a blind box, so we're not going to be able to click buy now where it normally is up there. We're going to actually have to go into the individual one that you want and go into the buy now. Now, the buy now button's already up, but as you guys know, nothing changes. Instead of flashing up a buy now, it's just going to become clickable. That's the only difference there. Dubs, how we doing? Let me get to some earlier comments. I'm going to go in order here. Yeah, I agree, Quacks. That's actually a great point right there. Because if anyone's familiar with Givenchy or Givenchy, when you go into stores, I mean, it's one of those, it's like Gucci, I mean, you look at flip-flops, anything related to any of these high-end brands, for $50, you probably can't find Givenchy socks for $50. I don't know exact price points on what socks are going to cost from Givenchy, but I would imagine they're probably going to be pretty expensive. What am I going to do with the 110 gems if I don't cop this? I'm not even going to think that way, Willow. I am going to cop this one. I'm going to get this one, so I'm probably going to be left with like 10 gems. I may have to add in some more to scoop up some of these deals because, again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinions only. I think right now we're going to look back. I don't know how long it's going to take, a few months from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now. Because I'm sure, when cash out's available for everyone, things may dip a little bit. But I truly believe that majority of the people that really wanted to cash out probably would have cashed out by now. So I do think, of course, there's going to be some people that still do cash out some things. But I think given a certain amount of time that passes, things are going to boom like we've never seen. Or maybe boom like we have seen, like those all-time highs before. I think what's going to get us back up there is the introduction to where we can buy these NFTs with crypto. That's going to be massive. But I mean, having cash out available for everybody is going to introduce a confidence that we have never, ever seen before on the VeVe app. If you think about it, the confidence is going to be at the all-time high because everybody's going to be able to cash out. That's going to be game-changing right there. So I don't know, Willow. I'm probably just going to hold on to the gems. Because like I said, I only have 110 gems. I'm going to try to, there's one thing on my mind. Like a lot of you guys probably seen some things that I've been trying to sell in the market. There's one thing I feel like I've been blessed, this whole entire time with VeVe. I've gotten almost every single collectible. I have gotten every single collectible that I absolutely dreamed of getting. There's only one thing that I really want to try to get before it does, run away from me. And if I don't get it, I'm fine. I'm completely fine with not having it. But it's like one thing I really, really want that I don't have yet. So I've been trying to get there, but it's out of my reach right now. So that's why you've seen some things in the market for sale. Someone was asking me again why I have my Todd for sale. And I want to always have my 3 Todds. But I feel like because I have all 3 1K mints, I can kind of sell one at a little bit above a floor, buy back a floor, and pocket about $1,000 difference. And that would give me enough to grab the one thing that I really, really want right now. So... But with that being said, I think now is the time in the market to capitalize on any of the things that you wanted to stack that you were thinking about. This is not financial advice, guys. These are just my opinions. I could be right, could be wrong. We don't know. But just from my experiences, I mean, these are down times where when I was buying like crazy back when we had a lot of FUD last summer, it paid off big time. I mean, I have my VeVe account up in just a moment. I'll show you guys what my account's worth right now. How much it's lost on paper, all that kind of good stuff, but we'll see where it's at right now. I want to get to some more comments. Eat my shoe. Yeah, I agree. Cracks 100%. I think you understand completely, how impactful this Givenchy license is. I have an alarm set 5 minutes before the drop happens. I don't want to ruin it. I missed one drop before. It's never happened again. What's your price prediction? My price prediction, DW, is probably... It's a tough one because we know the overall market sentiment's pretty low right now. I still think it's going to come out like a few $100. I think it's going to be like maybe 400-ish. And then it's going to go up. I think shout out to Ray Fixie. I think he's going to go hard on this one. I don't know for sure. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just stacks the first one again. I just think the people who are into Givenchy, it's a high-end luxury brand. It would be like if Louis Vuitton drops on the VeVe app. And Louis Vuitton first edition is going to go insane, in my opinion. The next Louis Vuitton piece is still going to be a huge deal, I think. It's almost one of those licenses where I believe the tag is almost an exception, kind of like, Steamboat Willie. I think if it had a FA, it would be even more valuable, but it's one of those pieces where I don't think it necessarily needs it to have that significance. I think it's obviously going to help. I think the Givenchy first edition Pride is going to be the most valuable piece. I think it's going to be one of those museum pieces to where people can't afford it. People are only going to be able to rent it out maybe for a week or something like that. Shout out to my guy, Tyler Gear, VeVe Chusk. He's got a low mint Givenchy. I know he was happy to hear all that kind of good stuff happen, talk about in the Twitter spaces the other night. We got about 30 minutes to drop, 31 minutes. Brogan's here. Fun under the sun. Good luck to you too, my man. It's going to be a tough one today. We got Dubes. How we doing? Wow, Dubes had a day gambling on the Mighties. I mean, for $13, I really don't think it was a bad gamble. Excuse me. I don't think it was a gamble like, a $70, $50 type blind box. $13, I think it's okay to gamble, have some fun with those. I know a lot of people were excited by the way they looked. Some people didn't like the way they looked, of course, but I think a lot of people did like that Mighty set. I loved Odin. I think that one came out really, really well. Dubes got 4 Mighties Common Gang on 2, Ultra Rare and Secret Rare 3 digital on both. Wow. What a day for dubs. How we doing? Knight Rider in the house. How we doing? How we doing? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Omen NFT, it's going to be a little bit while out, Willow. It's not going to be one of those major things happening in the next couple weeks type thing right after cash, payout for everyone. Cash out, payout. I do believe in the Twitter AMA spaces, Kaki asked this question. Great question. This one stood out to me. He said, like, David, now that we've gotten all these huge features on the way, KYC rolling out, cash out, MTL payouts here, pretty much for everyone. I mean, mid-July, that's happening in a week or two. But the good news is it's live for so many people that we already know, right? I mean, and the fact that we can cash out the crypto is game changing. But the one thing that he asked was like, what's next? What's the next major thing that we're working on? And David, you said MCP, Master Collector Program, which is huge. I know so many collectors in the VeVe community wanted to hear that answer because, it's a collecting app for collectors built by collectors. And so it's only a matter of time once they got these major features out of their way, they can kind of catch their breath a little bit. It's probably a VeVe tweet, 30 minutes to go, 2-minute warning. Once they can catch their breath a little bit and get all these features on the way, I've always said that's probably when, one, they're probably going to go back and revamp, update some of these collectibles that maybe need some extra work that people complained about. But two, that's when a lot of these major things can finally happen. Like they can finally start making it that collecting app, providing that utility, airdrops, master collector program, working on that kind of stuff. So just rewarding the collectors for collecting sets and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be big too, in my opinion, because maybe not everyone's after master collector program, but there's going to be so many people that are, because I think it's going to be a big deal to where that could probably boost the market. Not financial advice, but just my opinion, because a lot of these collectibles, comics that are extremely low price that might provide a lot of MCP points will probably get a boost. Every time they release an MCP article, stuff like that has boosted in the market previously. So I imagine once they really start to roll that out, and confirm that they're rolling it out, it's going to be another catalyst for the VeVe market. And just the VeVe community, the energy, everything involved. Now, I don't believe there was too much talk about the Q system just yet. I could have missed that part, but that's probably going to be on the next AMA, I would say. I think this one was more so congratulating the fact that we have KYC, payout for everyone around the corner. The fact that Foster tried it out, made a video on it, cashed out the Bitcoin till 10 minutes. That's game-changing, fam. Game-changing. And kind of like Willow said, once we do get on major exchanges, more exchanges, Omen NFT, that's going to be insane. Definitely. Museums are definitely going to want to hold first appearances of the biggest brands in the world, biggest superheroes in the world, villains, largest IPs in the world. Oh, Knight Rider, another great question here. Now, for me, with the animated collectibles, I'm more of a fan of just having the best animated, which is typically the Secret Rare because it has the most animation. Ultra Rare usually has like the one animation. The Secret Rare has like the double animation. Kind of like the Spider-Man Secret Rare. Like the Ultra Rare only has, I believe, the flip and the shooting the web, or it just hangs. It has one of the two. So when you have the Secret Rare collectible, even a higher mint, I just believe the animation is probably what sets it over the top. Now, price point wise, I'm sure there's going to be a huge market for that low mint number 53. But for me, I think a floor Secret Rare would just be a little bit more liquidable. And personally, like when you're ready to sell it. And for me, I'd rather have that Secret Rare collectible with the animation. So it's one question that I feel like I've finally answered pretty quickly or confidently. At least usually ask me some crazy questions that I don't have the answer to. But that one I feel pretty confident in. All of today's are Givenchy license, check-in app. Now, Bao, I believe that's how you say your name, Bao. Shout out to Bao for tuning in today. I believe they are all Givenchy licensed in the app, kind of the same way the first one was. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that in the chat, but I believe that's kind of like the whole debate that happened with the first one. Because in the actual app, and I believe on the Medium sites, it says like Givenchy in the license, or in the Clio and the Amelia, and I believe even on the Rewind logo on the first one. But it came out, I believe David Hughes said it multiple times, and it just came out to being a fact that the only one that's actually commissioned by Givenchy is that Pride poster. And so for that reason, that's technically, even though I know exactly what you're saying, I love the fact that it says Givenchy in the license. But they may clear that up. I'm not too sure. But the one that is technically by Givenchy is the posters, the Prides. So I think the Pride has a little bit more of a benefit there. But I think Rewind's going to do a good job at providing a lot of utility with the whole House of Cards series, probably with the whole Givenchy Pride sets, with the whole Rewind collectibles included in there. Just my guess, of course. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are running low too, Willow. The people that have a lot of cash on the side, a lot of liquid on the side, are licking their chops right now because, like I always said before, they're just seeing how low the floors can go before they swoop in, because they're not going to swoop in, buy everything, and then have the floors drop on them. You know, whales have a lot of money, but they like to make a lot of money too, you know? So I think the floors are almost as low as they can get. Not financial advice, just my opinions, how I see things. I could be wrong, could be right. We shall see what happens in the future. But I think we've already started to see whales scoop up a lot of these pieces. I know Walt bounced back up to 10K. I think it dipped down to like 6K at one point. Todd bounced back up from like 2K, 1 point something, back up to, I think it went all the way up to 5. It's back down to like 3 or 4 right now. So things are moving, especially with the announcement of PAYOUT being available for everyone. That's game changing, guys. I mean, I've always said, everybody that's in the VeVe right now, you may not be labeled an OG, whatever the case is. I mean, you kind of are in the whole entire NFT space in general, because we all had faith. We all took the risk. We all did our research, tuned into every AMA for over a year now, or maybe it's just been a couple months. Whenever you joined, right, you did the research to have faith, to quote unquote gamble, risk getting these VeVe NFTs when there was no confidence of cash out. You know, we all kind of had, I say we all as in everybody who's tuned in for a while now, we knew it was inevitable. We didn't know the time frame of when it was going to come, but you know, we had to take those risks, and to finally know that it's here now, that's game changing, guys. Mubarak, how we doing? How we doing? Tuning in. Hopefully you hit the Givenchy drop today, my man. I skipped the Marvel Mighties drop today, the Thor drop. I don't have all the Marvel Mighties, and so there was a point in time where I wanted to become a master collector of all the Marvel Mighties. I love the Marvel Mighties. I do think there's going to be at least one kind of game. I think there's probably going to be multiple games involved with these Mighties at some point. That's, of course, speculation, but it just makes sense. You know, being a VeVe exclusive license from Marvel, has every incentive in the world to make some kind of game that involves them. And I think once that happens, some of those very limited Marvel Mighties are going to turn out to be grails because of that. Like the Spidey 99, and I don't even have that one yet, but that's definitely one that I will try to get eventually. If I don't, you know, I miss out on it, but I do like that one. I do like the Mighties a lot. I did not go for the drop today just because I don't have that many gems. I didn't want to gamble for it. But those that did gamble, I think it was a pretty well worth it gamble, because it was only $13, pretty limited run. I think they look pretty good too. So how'd you do, Mubarak? Did you go for it, I'm guessing? I saw a lot of people get the secret rare, ultra rare. Bunch from the alien fam. Let's go. Shout out to all the aliens out there. We got Getsy in the building. I know he did well today too. Yep, absolutely, Mac McGriff. So today's actually not a blind box. You know, it looks like a blind box just because normally, you know, we'll go to the store tab here, click on the drop that's happening. And normally a screen like this, the buy now would happen right here, right? But today's actually not a blind box because there's 3 collectibles, but there's 2 different price points. This is the $100 price point down here, the Givenchy Pride. And then these 2 are $50. So normally a blind box, they would just have the same price point, like $50 for every single one. because it's not a blind box. We're going old school today, so you get to actually pick and choose which one you want to go for. If you want to go for the heart for $50, you can go for the heart. Say you want to go for the flag, you can go for the flag. You just actually have to click on it, and it comes right down here. Now, for the buy now screen, here we go. Again, you're going to have to be super quick. The buy now becomes clickable 1 second after 0. So you may see it go all the way down to 0 minutes, 0 seconds, and you try to click, and it still may come up too early. Same thing that happens before. It used to, the buy now would pop up 1 second after 0. But in this case, because the buy now is already here, it just becomes clickable 1 second after 0. So we're still going to try to time it. And if you don't know what timing it means, basically, since it comes out 1 second or becomes clickable 1 second after 0, I start my click slightly before it even becomes clickable. I'll do a little example here since it's already up. I'll count down with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I know. That probably would have been perfect. I kind of blinked in between, but it would have been money. So instead of sitting there waiting for it, it used to be until the buy now pops up. Instead of sitting there, seeing it pop up, and then kind of reacting to it and then clicking. In this case, it doesn't pop up. It just becomes clickable. But instead of reacting to it, there's going to be that little lag. And so for a drop this limited, 1,888 editions, something as impactful as Givenchy, it's going to sell out super quick, in my opinion. Let's hope it doesn't, but I think it will. So you're going to have to be insanely quick. And if you react to it, probably going to be a little bit slow. So I like to try to time it. The problem with timing it is you could be off. You could time it a little bit too early. But, that's just a risk involved in it. But no blind box today. So, Matt, hopefully that helps out. Getsy, how we doing, brother? Been a little while. Hopefully everything is all well, my man. Yeah, Odin looks really good on those store drops. Number 75 is a great one right there. Green Goblin, how we doing? How we doing? Good to see the whole fam back. I wanted to, touch on it again. I talked about it in the beginning of the stream, but more people are on live. So, I wanted to take a little break from the VeVe live shows, I guess you'd say, for a week or so and try to do something a little bit different. I felt like you guys didn't really like the goth vlogs too much, so I won't really do too many of them on this channel. But I feel like that's the future of content creation. All social media content creators, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. I just believe whether it's VeVe, another platform, I think most are going to come from VeVe. But I just believe in the future of podcasts, videos, vlogs, people are going to be using their licensed digital collectibles, comic books in all of their future videos. So, and I love goth, been gothing a lot lately. So I felt like I wanted to kind of try to combine the both. And it's more so I just wanted to kind of pioneer and look back on maybe in a couple of years when it does become mainstream, widespread, the standard, look back on it and be like, wow, how crazy was that doing it back then? But yeah, just want to try a little something different. And it takes a lot of time to edit those videos. So it's definitely not something that's ROI worthy, but I had a lot of fun doing it, filming it, editing it. It's kind of fun too. So I may keep on doing it, but I definitely will get back to doing the drop live shows more consistently. The problem with doing them both, like I was doing, is in order to go out there by myself and film, you kind of have to do it at a tea time where there's not many people. So it would be in the morning, right when the drops are happening. So you kind of have to pick and choose, but nice little break time from the VeVe drops as well too. So feel a little rejuvenated. But I'm going to be getting back to the drop shows more consistently. I'll mix in a VeVe goth vlog here and there type thing as well too. Shout out to my guy Joe Kelly, fixing up the overlay of the scorecard. If you guys saw it in the last one, let me know if you guys like that little addition. Makes it seem a little bit more official. We got VeVe Vibes in the building. How we doing, brother? Shout out to VeVe Vibes. Yeah, everybody's going to be going for Pride. All of them are below retail. I just saw that part. Unfortunate. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little gamble here and there, though. $13 price point, really not too bad. Let me dive into this 10-minute. I'll get to more comments in a second. Yeah, I definitely believe they're going to come up too. So don't worry about their under retail too much right now. You guys know the deal. I mean, Marvel Comics #1 was under retail. That's one of the ones that's going to be a story forever. I think next big thing or one of them shall be MCP. I definitely agree, Roman Z. I probably just touched on that after you said that, but that is one thing that David said in the Twitter Spaces AMA. MCP, after we roll out cash out KYC for everyone, that's going to be the next big thing they're working on. So that's going to be another huge catalyst because all the cheap stuff in the market that's going to give you major MCP points, that's going to be a huge catalyst for them. Now, some people may say they're not into MCP, maybe until they realize MCP points will help them get a future Grail drop or whatever the case is. You know, we don't know what it's for, but because it's a collecting app built by collectors for collectors, leads me to think that it's going to be pretty important. And a lot of people think so too as well. But with all that being said, until I get to some more comments, let's dive into this Logan Paul. Shout out to Logan, the Impulsive Podcast, Kevin O'Leary. It's an hour-long podcast. I didn't tune into the whole thing. I only tuned into probably like the first half hour. Still got to watch a lot of it, but from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, pretty good clip here. And I think, and again, Logan knows Omi. Logan knows about VeVe, guys. They all do. I just can't wait until they can talk about it publicly. And I think, you know, one of the major factors about having cash out is people like Logan, people like Gary Vee. Once it becomes cash out available for everybody, now they don't have to risk putting their reputation on the brand saying soon. They can say, guys, remember the licensed IP NFTs that I was telling you about was going to be the future? Well, this app VeVe has it, and you can buy it, withdraw it, trade, collect, etc. Once all that stuff's in place, and I think available on the web app, that's just going to be another iteration. Probably has to be developed still, but all that stuff's coming. So let's dive into this little clip here.
So you can get a lot done.
Yeah.
What are you reading? What do you read?
I read research that's sent out to me because my biggest business is financial services, and we make indexes for sovereign wealth and pension plans. So I got to know what's going on in the financial markets. But at this conference that we're all at here in Miami, crypto, Bitcoin 2022, for the first time on the first day, I looked out in the audience. It was all the giant institutional investors. They've never come to this conference, never. And I started asking, guys, what are you doing here? And they're saying, we sense the world's changing. We see the policy coming. We see these senators showing up here. We know they're going to make this thing investable. It's going to be huge.
We're going to make it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make it.
Yeah.
I read 20% of your worth is in crypto now, or your investments.
Right. I've got 32 different positions on. I'm very fortunate. The way I look at it, and I think the best way to look at Bitcoin is not a coin, it's software. Ethereum software, Solana software, Helium software, Polygon is software. They're software development teams. Either believe in what they're doing, you don't. If you like what they're doing, I like what the guys are doing at Polygon. They're reducing gas fees by aggregating transactions. Why wouldn't I put some dough into that? Yeah. It makes sense to me. And so I met the team over in Dubai. I said, guys, I got to get a piece of this. And so I'm investing privately in these things. I'm an investor in FTX. I have to disclose I'm a paid spokesperson for FTX as well, along with Tom Brady. That's a good crew to be with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's fun. And I believe in what they're doing. And so to me, this is the 12th sector of the S&P. We just don't know it yet. And in 10 years, we're going to wake up and say, wow, we have 11 sectors. Now we have 12. It's such a big part of the economy.
Yep. Do you think it would replace that someday?
No, I don't think. I think really what's going on here is it's just making the economy more efficient. And now the government's figured that out. When you can be more transparent, faster, cheaper, I mean, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's really what's going on. You talk about crypto. It's really making financial services and investing easier and more transparent. So, there's nothing wrong with owning some Bitcoin. I think it's like owning a building. It goes up in value.
Brady just bought it.
$1,200, $5,000, and this one is
Bored Ape. Do you own any NFTs?
NFTs are really intriguing for me, and I know you guys have just dropped something big in the last couple of days. And I think the way I look at it is, let's go back to watches for a second, okay? My biggest problem in the watch industry, if I'm buying a secondary piece, like something Patek made that's out of production, that's 22 years old, how do I know I'm not getting ripped off? Because the chances are I am. There's so many fake pieces out there. If we created an NFT for every watch when it was actually made at the factory and authenticated it with a really high resolution image of the dial, which has tiny imperfections in it, you know with certainty that you're buying the real thing. So I think authenticating collectibles is the way to go with it.
It's already happening. There's watchmakers already working on it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that. Well, I love the physical to digital connection.
Yep.
That seems inevitable and super necessary. And then I was on this podcast explaining this same importance because I bought a box of Pokemon cards that was fake. I bought a box of G.I. Joe cards that was out. Bro, how can that happen?
It can happen because somebody want to rip you off and they did a good job doing it.
Yeah, and it was verified by a verification company. It was
so
why I bought it. And
you got to know who you're dealing with because at the end of the
Licensed digital collectibles.
day, if you're buying a Patek, the only guy that can authenticate in the whole world is John Reardon. You got to. He's the guy. He knows he's the Patek guy. He ran the Patek Museum. Everybody knows, John, check this watch out. It ain't cheap, but if you're spending $150,000, $200,000, $300,000, John's got to check it out.
Yeah.
So and I'm working with him along with some other guys to get the protocol, the white paper down, so that we can modify the secondary watch market first. That's what I'm most interested in. I buy a lot of pieces that I think are really rare, that I really like. They're great investments. And my FP Journe catalog, I want every one of those an NFT because, that is going to be, I already told my wife, listen, I want all these watches buried in my coffin with me. And she said, yeah, sure. Don't worry about it.
Sharp. That coffin's gonna get dug up real quick.
Yeah, right.
Just a short little clip right there. I mean, it's probably a great whole entire interview. I still got to watch the full thing. I only watched about the first 30 minutes of it. But I mean, anytime that I see and hear people talk about licensed digital collectibles, the connection between physical and digital just gets my mind racing and gets me excited because stuff that we've all been saying for past year now, and just to see them really start to go that route mentally, it's where the whole world's going, guys. So definitely fun to see because we all know too that Logan knows about VeVe and AMA. Is the bot's last stand. Definitely could be Getsy. It definitely could be. I don't think many of us will be getting this drop. If any of us get it, I think it's an absolute win. If I see just one person in the live chat today get it, it's going to be an absolute great day. It's definitely not going to be like earlier on in the morning. I saw so many people post secret rares, ultra rares, low mints. It was an amazing morning. Feed was filled up with a bunch of amazing drops. Hoping that could be the same kind of energy today. We're trying to manifest it in, but it's going to be a tough one. Energy, good vibes, good vibes. I got to get through a lot of these chats here. We could probably watch even more of that. There's one thing I want to watch right after the drop. Let me get to it real quick. Now, the audio wasn't working when I was trying to live stream the Twitter Spaces, but it works on the playback recording. So I think it's like a 2-hour long AMA. First hour is like with Amar talking about the rewind Givenchy drop. And so the second half is really just the Okomi team giving updates on KYC, cash out. So we can definitely tune into that right after the drop. Drops happen in 7 minutes, so I don't want to miss it. But I think it's a great AMA. I mean, it's a monumental moment in the VeVe history. All the OGs, we knew this was going to come. We just didn't know when. Hashtag when, out the window. Hashtag now. Not a bad idea, dudes. Honestly, my predictions are out. I have no idea what the uncommons are going to do. Uncommons should easily be above retail, but it's just hard to gauge because the overall market sentiment isn't the highest still. I mean, I feel like it's picking back up a little bit with all these major announcements of cash out, payout. I think it's one of those times where if it's a highly in-demand, popular collectible, it's going to do well. We saw that with Darth Vader. Picked up my ultra rare for like 800. I was like, I was surprised. Excuse me. I thought it was going to come out like 1,200 right away, 1,500, and it was going to be gone. Came out at like 600, 500, And I couldn't buy one all the way up until 800 or 900, I think it was. Took me forever to buy one, locked one in. So stuff like that, it's still going to do well. Givenchy Pride, even if it's not FE, I think it's still going to do well. But the uncommons are interesting. I think long term they're going to do fine, dubs. But I don't know how they're going to do. I'm sure they're going to sell out immediately because there's going to be people thinking just like you, dubs, like the Pride's going to be impossible to get on the drop. So let me just try to lock one in at least type thing. I'm going to go for the Pride. 5 minutes to go. Okay, wow, I'm really behind on these comments. Jay Bass, how we doing? How we doing, brother? Let me just get to a lot of people that I haven't talked to in a while. Was he? I don't remember that. Ooh, I don't know. The flag or the heart? Good question, Green Goblin. Hey, see Rios. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. So I'm going for the Pride. My clock, 5 minute drop. I'm going for the Pride NFT. I definitely would buy the Pride one if it comes out under $500. If I had 500 gems, I don't even have 500 gems right now. Again, my eyes on something in the market that's been there for a while. I just haven't had the gems to get it. It's a little bit out of reach at the moment for me right now. Definitely just go for the one you like the most. I agree with this TY. They all have similar editions. The prize is going to be so hard to get. Yeah, I agree. Wow, yeah, I don't know who. Matthew Lambie. Brother, I don't know who you're talking about or why you're talking about Willow like that. Willow is the man. Willow's been all good, positive energy, my man. So don't try to bring down the energy in here with any of that. Yeah, Willow, that's when you know you made it, fam. I can't believe I'm being trolled so else's live stream. Willow, don't even worry about that, brother. That's when you know you made it, brother. That's insane. We got 3 minutes to go for the drop. That's hilarious. The Tap Genie Fingergate, local scalper. Hey, appreciate that big time. I know some people like it. Some people, I guess, not really big fans, but hey, we got the Gale in the building. Shout out to my guy. Call me cop it. We drop it. We got to get another song out there. He said it backwards. Call me drop it. I cop it. Oh, almost dropped my phone there. How we doing, Gale? Yeah, reverse that. You got me all mixed up there. I know Gale's going for this drop. You're going for the Pride, right? You're not going to go for the uncommons. Good luck. Michael Kumar changed his name. Is this Kurosemi? Got the profile picture, but a different name. Reslone says L already. Bullish. Hey, superstar money in the house. All right, 2 minutes to go. Great clip. Is that the Logan Paul clip? Coffee Gate. We got 2 minutes to go. 2 minute warning, fam. Yeah, if you like the video, get that Pride luck. Let's go. Appreciate you, Miss Rose. Yeah, crazy, right, Reslone? Pride went for $250 for a while. I bought my second one when it dipped. It was like 300, ran up to 1,000, dipped down to like 600, ran back up to 2,000. All right. Yep. All right, so one last time, I'll show you guys where it's going to be. I'm at the store tab. We click on the drop, not a blind box. So you're going to have to go down whichever one you want. I'm going for the Pride II poster. If you guys want to go for the uncommons, you got to click on the uncommons there. And I'm on this screen. Shout out to my coffee gators. We got a minute to go. I'm actually going to back out again because I felt like it could be lagging right there. All right. I'm on the screen. I'm going to record this. Now, again, I'm going to back out one last time. All right. 30 seconds ago. Now the buy now button's up, but it's going to become clickable 1 second after 0. Whew. Feel out of the loop a little bit. Good luck, everybody. This is a big one, guys. My hands are sweating right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. I got it. Oh my God. I got it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. VeVe gods. Let's go. Holy cow. So smooth. Oh my God. Am I the GOAT or what? I literally have 12.1 gems left. Oh my God. Be a low mint. Be a low mint. 2-digit. 327. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Back like I never left. Let's go. Holy crap. Oh my God. Oh my, I'm sending it to my boy Tyler Gear right now. He's gonna be so mad. Sorry, my guy. I have to see some people I have to see some people who got one. Yo, Johnny boy, Johnny West Coast, appreciate you big time. Holy cow. This is the first drop I went for in a little bit. I went for a couple comics here and there, but most of the drops I haven't been going for. Just because I haven't had the gems, and I felt like some of them were more so gambles. I'm trying to see if the uncommons are still in store right now. I don't have the gems to even get them right now, but uncommon heart sold out. Uncommon flag sold out. Oh my God. I'm posting this. Oh my God, fam. Oh my God. I'm in disbelief right now. Oh my God. I think I'm going to tag. Rewind. Oh my gosh. This is unbelievable. And the sniffles all come out right now. Oh man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Wow, let's go, Willow. 1898. That sounds like an important mid number. I don't know if it is or not, but that sounds insane. Gio with a dub. Let's go, Gio. Good to see you, my man. Or good to hear from you. It's been a minute. Nice. Congrats, you alien. Miss Rose, did you strike gold with this one? It might be the luckiest of all time, Uncle Drew. You should see me play golf. You guys see my swing's not, amazing looking. That's one thing about my golf game. I've been trying to get my swing to look nicer. It just doesn't happen. You guys probably see my practice swings looks like a normal golf swing. And then when I go to hit the ball, ugly, disgusting looking swing. It just works for me. But there'll be plenty of times where I get the luckiest bounces in golf. It's just crazy. I got to find out who else hit one. Let me know, fam. I know Willow hit. Oh, man, I was nervous for this one. I haven't done a drop in a while like this. So, Reslone, crazy. Let me show you guys. I just tweeted it. Let me show you this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. So smooth. Oh my god, I'm sending it to my buddy. Wow, my buddy just got the last mint ever. 1978. Oh, no, it's not. 1989. Wait, that might be it on the uncommons, though. How many mints are on the uncommons? Oh, my God, he did. Wow. Telling him to tweet it out. I'll retweet him right now. Crazy. Mubarak. Oh my gosh. I think the uncommons will do well. I did, Mubarak. I got one, brother. I don't know how. It went so smooth. Here, I'll post it again. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now, guys. This is crazy. Feels like I just stepped in the batter's box after a couple, weeks off from batting. or like golfing. Like, I golf every single day. If I take a couple of days off, I feel so out of sync. I went timing today. But backing out, I backed out a few times, as you guys saw. So I don't know if that helped me or hurt. Like, usually it helps. I've been getting pretty congested out on the golf course, too. So I don't think it is just my downstairs. I think I got a problem with something inside of me. Wow, let's go, Fist of Yang. December, I got one today. Willow got one. Wow, let's go. Got an uncommon on the rebound. December, did you wake up or are you still just not sleeping? Because it's got to be crazy late night for you right now. Did any other OGs hit today? Man. Wow, super rush, second to last minute. Whew. That's big time. Someone said, "You've been training?" I did feel rusty going into it. Austin said, "How do you do it?" Sometimes it baffles me, guys. Like sometimes, like today, usually I try to like manifest, like even when I'm not really feeling it, like try to like convince myself I am. Today, I did not think I was gonna really get one at all. Wow. Today's one of those days where I felt like a pitcher was throwing like 105 miles an hour, and I just got a fastball down the middle. I just closed my eyes and swung and made contact. Unbelievable. Oscar, definitely congrats to everybody who did get one today. Market's open already. Wow. Do I quick sell this one? This is insane. Wow, I can't believe I got one. Like it's finally hitting me. Like 625. Let's go. I should probably sell it, but I'm just gonna hold it. I got problems. Whoa, this poster looks insane. Willow is right. Holy cow. I can't believe this. This this looks crazy. This is gonna be more than $600. Maybe dips once they all get delivered and market opens up for everyone, but long term, this one's going up. I'm not selling this one. I could use $700 right now because I still wouldn't be able to get the one I really, really want. But man, this is gonna see the other thing too that tears me apart. Why I don't sell most of these that I get. One, because of the original owner, I do believe in that big time. But two, like Reese has already confirmed in one of those old Taps Trades interviews, AMAs, that we're gonna be able to make money through our showrooms. Like when we all the vaultaholics out there who builds amazing showrooms, the big collectors. So since it's a collecting app, instead of enticing those big collectors to sell off their collectibles to make money, we're going to be able to make money through our showrooms, charge an admission fee, 2 gems, 5 gems, 1 gem, depending on how big or small your collection is. So that's how I've always thought of it. I have comments from back in March in 2021 March, saying like, I don't want to sell anything. I just want to earn a passive income having an admission fee through my showrooms. And So that's why I've always tried to build an amazing museum, a digital museum. So if I can charge, $5 a person to come in, what like $1 million collection looks like, $500,000 collection, whatever the number is, I'd rather have that my rest of my life as opposed to selling one collectible, never having it again for like one lump sum. So that's just, I have such a hard time. Yeah, I am shaking, Paz. I can't believe it, dude. I haven't gone for a drop in a decent amount of time. Even just coming on the live stream, I haven't technically done a live stream, like a live show, in probably like a week or two. So like, the nerves creeping back in a little bit again. Like I just feel a little bit of off, I'm not like in my customs routine and everything. That's one thing I always feel about golf. Like that's why I've been golfing so much 3 times a day, because the moment I don't golf for 2 days, 3 days, and then I try picking up the club again, I feel off a little bit. In golf, you need such a confident mental focus to where you need everything in sync. You need to feel confident. And so like I've been golfing 3 times a day, like just even if it's just going to the putting green or just chipping, like just working on my game. So it's almost like the live streams. Like the more live stream shows you do, the more confident you get, the more things flow. And so the fact that I haven't done a live show in probably a week or two, almost 2 weeks since the Jurassic Park drop. Longest break from a live show I've ever done, probably since I started. So you get out of sync a little bit, but wow, this one looks amazing. See, like flippers, if I was a flipper, which there's nothing wrong with being a flipper, but if I was someone who was like a short-term flipper and I wasn't really focused on building a main big showroom museum, probably would have sold that for like $700 right away. It's dipped down to $490 right now, so already I could buy back and make a couple hundred. But it's one of those to where I'm not getting rid of. I'll deal with the short-term fluctuation and keeping this Givenchy Pride piece. This is a big one right here. I remember when I bought my first one, that first Givenchy. Like I said, I got the Clio on the drop. I figured the gold card would probably be the most expensive right away. Got the gold card. That was like $500 retail in the secondary when it opened up the markets. Bought that for $50 since I got it on the drop. Bought the Pride for $200 right away in the secondary market. That one skyrocketed to over $1,000. Then a couple weeks went by, dipped back down to like $600. Started to go back up. Got a second one for $700, and then it just took off. So I'm not saying this is going to do exactly that, because that was the first one ever. That's the first edition. So I do believe that first one's just going to be probably the most sought after. But I think this is going to be a iconic piece to where if I didn't get it, I would try to get it in the secondary market, but I wouldn't let go of another huge grail to get it. I have a low mint. I may try to let go of this low mint for a decent price and then buy back a floor, but I'm seeing too many other low mints go near the floor, and I don't want to risk that. That'd probably be my thought process with this one. Crazy, man. Shout out to all the Comey VeVe team. Whew, I'm going to hold until Ray Fixie sweeps the floor. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I do think Ray Fixie will probably like this one. Wow, even the low mint uncommons, the hard, I think they'll do pretty well too. Floor dipped to like 400 or something. The rewind logo did almost hit 1K. So Paz, it's not letting you? I guess a lot of people are trying to buy it. Wow. Good to know. Good to know. That's crazy. Wow, Simone, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get it. December, appreciate you for tuning in today. Have a good night. It's got to be late for you. It's got to be like 5 in the morning. Mubarak, it's 3 a.m. where he is. Oh, Mubarak, appreciate you for tuning in today too. I got the low mint Pride. Yeah, it was just above 1K. Fabian, amazing. Great pull, great pull. I think it did hit just above 1K or maybe 1K. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to stay up there just because of the collaborations they have with Coinbase, NFT marketplace, and all that kind of stuff. But I also didn't think the whole entire crypto stock NFT markets worldwide would collapse when they did. So everything kind of went down. Dudes, appreciate you big time for tuning in today. I'm just going to play a little bit from that VeVe AMA last night if anyone wants to just stay tuned in and listen to it. A lot of you guys may have heard it already, but I think just having them announce the groundbreaking historic moment is going to be something I just want to capture. So I'm going to replay it right now. It may not stay for the whole entire AMA, but we can listen to maybe the first few minutes. I think Foster comes on pretty early, talks about his experience cashing out. And that's really what I want to just capture is just, you know, the whole payout format and everything like that. So let's dive into that.
Exciting news there. Hopefully,
again, this is recorded, so if you guys do want to listen to the first hour, which I should probably suggest you should, because Amar's on there talking about the whole Rewind Collective drop release, what he has plans on the future with utility. Name drop some crazy stuff that could be happening with them too. So definitely, I think is worth tuning in for the first hour. But we're going to start about halfway through.
some of you are attending. Now, the news that everybody has been waiting on and talking about for months and months and months, our Q2 priorities, right? And look, I'm very happy to say that these things have progressed incredibly well over the past few months. So first and foremost, the web platform is now officially in public beta, right? And I want to emphasize that it is still in beta, but everybody should have access to the web platform now. I have seen some people with issues logging in to the web platform. And I guess the fix in the short term is to reset your password on the mobile app and then log in on the web. Now, before you try to re-log in on the web app, I would suggest a hard refresh or clear your cache, clear your cookies, just to make sure all of that goes through. If you're still facing issues after that, then I would open a support ticket. But fundamentally, everybody should have access to the public beta of the web app now. And coinciding with that, we obviously have our KYC, or Know Your Customer procedures, which again, most people would be aware of, has been coming for quite a while and is now live. Now that process, if you've ever submitted KYC documents for an exchange or anything like that, quite similar, but I would say that ours is probably easier and quicker to perform. I think it took probably 3 to 4 minutes for me to submit my documents and have that all go through. So the next wave
I don't know how to get this lower.
invites has gone out for people for KYC, and we will continue to increase that batch size over the next week or two until everybody has that KYC access. Now, if you have been asked to KYC, you should see a prompt the next time you log into the app, be it web platform or mobile. So if you don't see that prompt yet, it may just be that your username hasn't been invited yet. So just sit tight. But as a reminder, once you see that prompt, you have to KYC or you won't be able to participate in drops or any of those kind of things. So if you're seeing that prompt, make sure you get in and submit those documents. And probably another reminder to people, again, just to emphasize that the web platform is in beta, you may be better off participating in drops from your phone still. I think that's still the general advice that we are giving people until the developers have said
my profile tab still won't load.
We're all good to go and live there. Now, for anyone who doesn't really understand KYC or understand the process, there is a KYC article on the VeVe blog. It's just been updated. If you may have seen it quite a while ago, but it has just been updated with a bit of a walkthrough instructional video, and I'm sure we'll be sharing that out on all of our documents and social media platforms later. So take a look at that if you are unsure what KYC is.
Let's go, Alex.
And frequently asked questions that get answered in there. But I will answer a few more of them now, some the ones that I've seen. So first and foremost, we get questions about people who are underage, effectively. You know, VeVe was originally designed to be 13 years and up, but that was before we needed to implement KYC.
I wonder if the bots hit this one.
So now that it is rolling out, VeVe is officially an 18-year and older app, right, to participate in, to be able to submit those KYC documents. We are working on 2 solutions at the moment. One for people who have multiple accounts, So there will be a way to combine those, I believe, but I'll wait for more details when those are ready. And basically,
Heart's a little bit more than the flag.
One KYC or one user. And we are also working on solutions for anyone who is under 18. I know a lot of people like to play VeVe with their kids, and it's a big family affair. So we will work on a way to effectively make that, to still allow that, whether it's parental consent or some other things.
Which my profile is for.
So stay tuned for those, but just be aware that they are part of the plans at the moment. They are all being worked on. Skeet, while you're up here, have there been any questions, particularly around KYC, that anyone might be unsure of?
Yeah, there was a couple in relation to, we put out that information will be coming for those that are obviously under the age of 18. And so that was raising a fair bit of concern. I think the manager literally specifically was asking for under 18 users what the situation is there. And the other side is for the amalgamation of accounts.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so just those two things. So just to reiterate, we are working on solutions for both of those things. We know that people have multiple accounts, and we can bring those under one KYC or one identity is probably the more appropriate way to put that. And again, we are working on a solution for anyone who may be under 18, whether it's parental consent or something like that. So just stay tuned. As soon as we have more information on that front, we will provide it to you. But hopefully that covers that. Now, payout. I think we may have, I think there's a community tattoo that needs to take place. Payout landed before the end of the quarter. I'm sure someone can tell me who was meant to get that. But those who have completed KYC and successfully meet the thresholds that we have for payout will soon have access to actually be able to do that. Right now, I think we have internally tested this, and I think our first batch of invites has gone out to the public to also test it. Now, I think that was around 500 people, and same as the KYC, that will continue to roll out.
So only about 500 people have gotten it so far, so it's still rolling out. And just one thing I want to say real quick about the web app is it's obviously not perfect just yet. It's the beta. Like some things aren't perfect yet. Like my profile tab doesn't always load. Today it's not loaded. The showrooms aren't just available just yet. But once the showrooms are available in the web app, that's going to be game changing for people who like to create the showrooms. It's going to be easier, but also just content creation. Now you're going to be able to see live streams of all the showroom creators, the Vaultaholics. When I build showrooms, I'm going to be live streaming it, nightly, just from scratch, showrooms from nothing in it to finished showrooms, editing old ones. Like it's going to be a little different dynamic and a pretty cool one. I feel like
batches as we make sure that those things are taking place. Now, similar to the KYC article, we will release a guide, effectively, or a bit of a what you need to know article about the payout. And that really summarizes everything that we have talked about over the past few months, and obviously some info that we've mentioned more recently. So first and foremost, you have to have completed KYC before you can process any sort of payout.
So you have to do the KYC before you can do the payout. That's big time. I think that's going to legitimize it a little bit more. And just to touch on this comment, Green Goblin, which one was it? Was it I had a couple rares listed, but I thought I delisted them. Avengers 4 is a good comic. I have 2 rares. Oh, it was a common. Okay, gotcha. You haven't originally owned. That's the one I got on the drop, too. That's why I let it go. It wasn't a low mint for me, but yeah, that's a good one to stack. That's a good comic right there. Avengers 4, number 4. That's a good one right there. Good pickup, Green Goblin. I have 2 rares that I'm holding on to. Yeah. I feel like the rares are pretty undervalued. Later, Miss Rose. Appreciate you big time for tuning in today.
From the VeVe app. Now, there are a few thresholds. You have to have a minimum of 1,000 gem balance to qualify for a payout transaction. And there's a minimum withdrawal of 100 gems or 100 USD. Right? So if you are trying to do a payout and you have less than 1,000 gems in your wallet, or you're trying to withdraw less than that 100 gem amount, it probably won't populate the fields for you. just important to be aware of there. Payouts will, in fiat currencies or in US dollars, happen via international bank transfer, right? Unless you're in the US, in which case I think it's just a ACH transfer. But you can also opt to withdraw to 4 different cryptocurrencies at the moment.
Huge.
Which is USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance USD.
Absolute game changing. 4 different cryptos we're going to be able to withdraw from the VeVe app, turn your gems into Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, or Binance coin. Huge.
They're the options you have there as well. Processing times, look, we've kind of put out guidance to say that the bank transfers could take up to 2 weeks, and they absolutely could, depending on your financial institution. But generally speaking, they've been happening a lot quicker than that, so just something to be aware of there. The crypto ones, we're saying sort of 24 to 48 hours, but once they're approved and processed, I think you're actually just up against block times and network congestion. So although as a guide, we're saying it could take that amount of time, generally speaking, the ones I've seen have processed a lot quicker than that. But we will put all of this info into that article for you as well. I think the only other restriction to be aware of, and this probably won't apply to too many of us, the maximum withdrawal amount for now is 50,000 gems in any 7-day period. So if you're looking to withdraw large amounts, you can pull out 50,000 gems every 7 days from
It's pretty solid.
From the day that you have access, effectively. The fees are still the same as a 10% payout transaction. Now that happens regardless of whether it is a bank transfer or a crypto payout. So good to be aware of there. And your bank is likely to charge a fee as well, especially if you're living outside of the US. There tends to be a fee applied at both ends of the spectrum, so the payout bank and your incoming bank. You may also be charged a currency conversion if your bank account doesn't natively receive US dollars or whichever currency is chosen there as well. So good to be aware of. But if you are in the US, I think, as I mentioned, it uses ACH. I think those fees are only around $1 per transfer. So if you do have a US dollar account and you'll withdraw to that within the US, I think you'll get away with a pretty negligible fee on top of that. But other than that, they're rolling out. Batches of KYC and payout invites are rolling out, and I think we're expecting all users to have payout sort of by mid-July. So within the next few weeks, everybody should have access to that feature.
Huge.
Now, of course, Fem, you don't need to run out and test it. Right? You may want to just
mid-July
that it's real. For whatever reason, people don't seem to believe us when these things go out. But you have that option there as well. And now that it's live, it will remain that way. So super exciting news for everybody. One massive win to.
Let me just replay that part.
The list. So if someone can please film whoever's getting that tattoo, I think, especially if you're living outside of the EU, into that article for you as well. I think the only other restriction to be aware of, and this probably won't apply to too many of us, the maximum withdrawal amount for now is 50,000 gems in any 7-day period. So if you're looking to withdraw large amounts, you can pull out 50,000 gems every 7 days from the day that you have access, effectively. The fees are still the same.
Good question here, Verena. Verena Kruger's asking, is that 1,000 gems one time for the first time, or you always need 1,000 gems in the wallet to withdraw? That's a good question right there. I'm not positive. I want to say just to enable the cash out, you need 1,000 gems. The question is basically, say you have 1,000 gems, you withdraw 200. Do you still have the cash out because you don't have 1,000 gems anymore? I think you do, because you hit that enable mark, but I could be wrong. That's actually a good question. I could probably follow up with that, and just double check with a team member, Alex or Reese, and just clarify that. Hopefully, I'll have that answer for you next live stream. Great question there, Verena. But basically, 1,000 gems in your VeVe account should start to enable that KYC cash out option, and then the minimum amount you can actually withdraw is 100 gems at a time, and up to 50,000 gems every 7 days. Huge. Finally, right? Paz, big things are happening, my man. Thought I bought a rare. Boy, did I overpay for that one. Well, you might have. Let me double check on that. Because I have 2 rares. Let me just make sure I have 2 rares left. It was one of those comics that I had listed to make sure I had enough for the Givenchy drop. Avengers number 4. Maybe it was the rare. Okay, you did buy the rare. I only have 1 left. All right, so you bought it for what, 25? That makes sense. I got mine for 18. Again, Avengers number 4 is a good comic, I believe. That's the stackable one. I still have my common. Common floors 13. Okay, yeah. No, you did the right thing, Green Goblin. I thought you bought my common. So I guess I never delisted the rare one after the drop. Good pickup there. Good pickup. I still have a rare 1000 mint. I'm just going to hold on to that one. I think that's a pretty good one right there.
Same as a 10% payout transaction. Now that happens regardless of whether it is a bank transfer or a crypto payout. So good to be aware of there. And your bank is likely to charge a fee as well, especially if you're living outside of the US. There tends to be a fee applied at both ends of the spectrum, so the payout bank and your incoming bank. You may also be charged a currency conversion if your bank account doesn't natively receive US dollars or whichever currency is chosen there as well. So
where's the comics?
But if you are in the US, I think, as I mentioned, it uses ACH. I think those fees are only around $1 per transfer. So if you do have a US dollar,
shout out to Brendan Z. I wanted to see his thousands of comics. I wonder why the comics not on here now. I know he was stacking comics.
Account and you'll withdraw to that. Within the US, I think you'll get away with a pretty negligible fee on top of that. But other than that, they're rolling out. Batches of KYC and payout invites are rolling out, and I think we're expecting all users to have payout sort of by mid-July. So in the next few weeks, everybody should have access to that feature.
Mid-July, fam.
You don't need to run out and test it. Right? You may want to just to prove to yourself that it's real. For whatever reason, people don't seem to believe us when these things go out. But you have that option there as well. And now that it's live, it will remain that way. So super exciting news for everybody. One massive win to check off the list. So if someone can please film whoever's getting that tattoo, I think it was a David Hughes head if payout came out, please let me know. But Skeet, any questions there from the community or from the video voice chat there?
Yeah, there's one in relation to the fee that I know you've just briefly touched on. So had like Green Gobbler and the Lord's Warrior just wanting to check. Is that going to be a permanent fixture, or is it something that may be revised over time? Is it an introductory one, or?
Yeah, it will be revised, I think. Yeah, the whole point, not the whole point, but it is definitely a balancing mechanism based on the 30% that app stores take from us and all of those things. And as a very new integration, we definitely need to monitor how this actually progresses and how many people are utilizing the feature, how many people are going to crypto, all of those things. So that fee is definitely up for revision, and we definitely want to bring it.
So that's even good too. The fees are kind of adjustable just based on kind of what happens in the future. It could be lower, so that's good news too. Because I know some people are upset with the fees involved.
Yeah, over time.
Brilliant, much appreciated.
Yeah. Any other things there to cover before we whip through that? No, I think we're good there. Okay, and before we take some questions on that front, I'll do just a couple of Akomi updates too. But just so people are aware, there are no drops this weekend, and that is so that we do have the bandwidth and all the resources to roll out, to continue to monitor the web platform performance, and then to continue to roll out KYC and payout features to all users. So we have the Givenchy drop tomorrow. I think we have a couple of other drops as well. We've got a comic taking place on Thursday, and then I don't think we have a drop net until early next week. So just be aware that everybody has the weekend off. We can unwind and de-stress a little bit on that.
Let's go
and enjoy the rollout of these features. Noah, if you want to add a few speakers to the stage, it looks like we might already have a couple anyway. But I
kind of just want to hear Foster Hill. Shout out to Foster because he comes on, talks about his experience. cashing out. Talks about how it only took 10 minutes. And, we could probably wrap it up after that. But I just want to have him come on and talk about that.
Briefly touch on a few Ecomi updates, and then we can get into a bit of a conversation. So, seeing the staking rate come down on Ascendex, for anyone staking their tokens on Ascendex, I just want to make very clear that that has nothing to do with us. Right? There was an entirely sponsored initiative by Ascendex. We didn't contribute tokens there. We were happy to offer it to the community and help out with that initiative, but their decision to lower that rate is entirely theirs. Personally, I think in these market conditions, everybody can probably understand why. Right? Everyone's kind of batting down the hatches, as they say. So, as that rate reduces, it's completely up to you if you want to continue to participate in staking. I think most people at this stage have probably decided to keep most of their crypto on cold storage wallets, especially after what we've seen across the industry with 3AC and Celsius and all those things. So, as always, I would strongly recommend cold storage for any of your long-term crypto storages. Now, last week, if you missed it, we did an AMA with Mr. Brock McBlockchain, founder of the Features project.
Shout out to the
You can
Fish.
find all of those details. The Features announcement is on the Ecomi blog. You can go back and listen to that recording as well to learn more about the play-to-earn and play-to-earn mechanics of the Fish arena. And really just to get to know Brock a little bit, understand more about the project. If you're interested, you can join that community. I'm personally part of it. I know that a lot of the fam is. But super exciting, really fun way to interact with NFTs and play with them. But now that I can take a breath, I think that summarizes all of our main updates. A lot of exciting things going on, but maybe we'll take some questions from the crowd. Mr. Foster Hill, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, sir, and thank you for putting on this event. I'm excited for the Givenchy drop that's coming, and obviously a very exciting update. I see we got quite a few people in the chat right now, which is great. But I just wanted to kind of give a perspective that maybe you can't offer, but I can because I don't work for Ecomi.
How about
for those people that may or may not be aware, because I know there was quite a bit of FUD going around for quite a while.
I feel like the bots hit this one.
NTL beta testers did not exist. Cash out was not real, and the team just continues to string us along. I just wanted to confirm and have actually just released a video in the last 30 minutes that I actually was fortunate and got access to cash out. Now, I understand that it's random and whatever, so I don't know that I have anyone to thank necessarily, but I am very grateful because it allowed me to make content associated with cash out. And I just wanted to mention a couple things about cash out because I think you were being very modest when you were referring to the time frames that you gave. I have done 2 successful cash outs now, one in USDT and the other in Bitcoin. The USDT transaction from the moment that I clicked withdraw took 5 minutes to hit my account, and the Bitcoin withdrawal took 20 minutes. So
let's go.
Essentially, I mean, given network congestion and stuff may slow it down, like you said, but I mean the fact that we are essentially instantaneously receiving our funds at this point is just absolutely incredible. The process and the way that it's laid out. I stretched it out in my video just because I felt like talking, but it takes maybe 3 to 4 minutes to do the entire cash out process from beginning to end.
That's
and,
amazing.
Essentially entirely foolproof, and it's very exciting. The one question I do have for you that I wasn't sure about when I was doing cash out, but it appears to be only ERC20 backed tokens that are supported for withdrawal. Are you able to confirm that? Because when I tried to withdraw with USDT TRC20, it said that it was an invalid address, but it did accept my ERC20 address.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty valid to say at the moment. I would assume that it's all happening on the Ethereum blockchain. Did you say you did a Bitcoin withdrawal
that's
as
what
well?
I thought as well.
Yeah. Sorry, Foster, did you say you withdrew to Bitcoin as well, or just to USDT?
Yes. So I withdrew Bitcoin as well, but I also used the
I thought I had this up for you guys.
Address for Bitcoin and was able to do so. So it seems to me that those are the ones that are working. But obviously, people may have questions about fees associated because obviously ERC also has fees, which may be contributing to the cost to cash out. So it's just an important point for people to be aware of.
And so just to clarify then, the Bitcoin you received is actually wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so. That's how it shows up on my SMX account.
Okay.
ERC20 Bitcoin, yes.
It's ERC20 Bitcoin, yes. So it must be wrapped Bitcoin. Okay, fantastic. Good to know. Congratulations on processing one of the first public payout transactions. We're here, fam. We made it. It's
crazy.
Payout is live.
It is. It most definitely is. I look forward to everyone else getting access to it as well, because I know there's still to this day bets going around in the community that
everything's
payout
pumping.
either doesn't exist at all or that it won't be here for everyone by the end of the year. And I'm just looking forward to it with a smile on my face at this point. So
fantastic. Thanks, man. I look forward to watching the video that you've put out. If anyone wants to check that out, you can probably, I'm assuming it's on your profile, Foster?
Yes, sir. And I shared a link with you as well in your message.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. If anyone else does have access to payout and wants to make some content around it,
amazing. And you guys can go check out Foster Hilt's YouTube video. Foster Hilt. You have it up here? At Foster Hilt. 443 days, 10,600 hours, 638,000 minutes, fear, uncertainty, doubt, hopes, dreams, financial futures, all resting on one question. Are VeVe official, or is VeVe official the real deal? Or is this all too good to be true? When? Soon? Not anymore. Let's go. Yeah. I got to check that video out. Man, amazing time. We got Franelations in the building. Let's go, my man. How we doing, brother? Fran, simple, short answer to all the updates that's happening. Everyone's going to have cash out available mid-July. That's no soon, none of that anymore. It's finally here. We just had Foster and a couple other people just test out. They have cash out available. I think like 500 people do. You just have the KYC, and you can cash out to Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, or Binance Coin, which I mean, most of us probably just going to use USDT or Bitcoin or Ethereum. But that takes 10 minutes or however long the congestion takes of the network. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also you can cash out to your bank account. That's just probably going to take anywhere from like a week up to maybe 2 weeks most. But cash out to crypto is here, my man. That's game changing. The next thing that we have to do, get to is OMI to NFT. Once people can buy this stuff with crypto, that's the next level of game changing, I feel like. Hey, nice. Yeah, that was back in the day when we could do that. And that's another thing why I feel like some people think everything's going to crash right now because cash outs here. I think it's going to be maybe a little bit of a dip, but I think most of the people that wanted to cash out would have cashed out already, because that was when we could have cashed out, like transferring with crypto, etc. So yeah, there's still going to be people that cash out some, but I think this just gives it the confidence that we've always needed. Like I said before in the live stream today, I was like, technically there's never been a time where VeVe has had more confidence than what's about to happen. When people see the VeVe NFTs as liquidable, that's a game-changing mentality mindset that's going to happen, because now if you had 100 people in a room, what percentage of people are going to do the research, have the faith it takes to invest in something that you can't take your money out in, right? Not many of those 100 people. But now you tell those same 100 people that, yeah, the biggest brands in the world has licensed digital collectibles on this VeVe app, and you can take out your money at any time. Now it's willing to take that leap of faith and try it out at least type thing. And there are some restrictions, like you have to have 1,000 gems in your account to enable the withdrawal period. But I mean, eventually people will have those gems, and those things can always change over time. And I think the minimum amount is $100 you need to be able to withdraw. The maximum amount is 50 grand every 7 days. So that's a good amount. You know, you can withdraw $50,000 every 7 days. Yeah, that pride flag is definitely a big one right there, especially because I think they're going to provide utility for the full set holders. So I definitely think it's going to be one to get. Shout out to Garrett. Wow, Jacob, you hit every single rarity, I feel like. Wow, let's go. Man, you had a day today, Jacob. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Hope all is well too with you, my man. Haven't talked to you in a minute, but the GOAT of all NFTs, my guy, Fran Relations. How we doing? How we doing, brother? Jacob de Leon. Let's do a video together. Yeah, let me know. Do you make YouTube videos, my man? I'll check out your YouTube page. Tony, I'm doing great, brother. Yeah, just wanted to come on. And again, that Twitter Spaces is recorded. If you guys wanted to tune in and watch or re-listen to the whole entire thing, you just got to go to the VeVe Twitter page and just scroll down a little bit. And they have the Twitter Spaces recorded. You can play it back. It's about 2 hours long. The first hour is with Amar talking about the Givenchy Rewind Collective drop, which I would say probably listen to that hour because they talk about how valuable it could be, how some of the 101s, how much have they sold for before. Museums are looking at the Givenchy Pride NFTs on the VeVe app. And that's only the beginning. It talks about the utility that's going to be involved with a lot of them. So I would say it's a good 2 hour long AMA. But just wanted to get that major part about the payout being announced. Crazy landmark time in VeVe right now. Historic moments. Enjoying the golf content. Appreciate that big time, Super Simono. I know a lot of people don't love the golf content. It's not really a golf channel. But I felt like that's the future of content creation. Just including your digital assets licensed by the biggest brands in the world to be included, whether it's a comic book, collectible, you name it. It's going to be in all social media, Instagram videos, YouTube videos. So I want to take like a week or two off from the live stream shows and just kind of do something a little bit different with those VeVe golf vlogs. But I'm going to get back to the live shows a little bit more consistently. So definitely stay tuned. I'm going to try to do the golf content as well, like just mix it in there. But it's not going to be like a one or the other type thing. I just want to mix in the golf content when I can. The problem before was I was golfing during the morning, so I could be out there to film because normally on a golf course it's pretty packed and you can't really have time to film. So it's kind of sacrificed some of the drops, but I figured since I wasn't going for a lot of the drops, I could probably swap it out and be okay. I know a lot of the golf vlogs didn't get many views. It is not a golf channel, but it's more so something that I just wanted to do, something that I love doing. It took like 6 hours to edit like each one of those videos, so I'm not doing it for the money. Trust me. It's more so just something that I love doing and something that I'm going to look back on in like a year or two when this is all kind of like a standard of content creation using your VeVe NFTs. I just want to look back on it and be like, wow, you know, kind of pioneered that a little bit. So Pop Son just got whitelisted for KYC. Let's go. I hope everybody gets KYC or whitelisted for KYC, enabled that soon. Because that's, well, one thing I want to say, Pop Son, when you do have that KYC option, make sure you do it right away because you won't be able to go for drops unless you do it. So can't wait till I can KYC, have the payout option available. So then I can tell my family, like, you know, I can finally withdraw all that money that it's been imaginary money, right? But I'm still holding for the long term. I believe this is just getting started. I believe if you're tuning into VeVe and you're just finding it now, you've just found a gold mine waiting to be discovered. So now's the time. Also, can you imagine how many people that were like against the fence on it for a while, a whole year, and now finally that cash out's available? They're like, oh, maybe I'll try it. It came in at a perfect time because the prices dropped big time. This is, I think, the start of a new beginning of VeVe, I think. Oh, no way, Sun Eater. That's the problem. A lot of people just got the KYC option available. And if you didn't hurry up and speed through and kind of rush to get the KYC process finished, you probably missed out on the Givenchy drop. Man, Sun Eater, I'm sorry to hear that, my man. A lot of people are getting payout available. Wow, let's go. Amazing. The mindset's going to change, guys, because I was just talking about this. Maybe you were on the stream, maybe you weren't. I want to talk about it one last time. Refresh page. Talking to me, Paz, or someone else on the stream? But once people see VeVe NFTs as liquidable, that's game changing. Like OpenSea, people didn't love OpenSea for the quality of their NFTs. I believe they loved OpenSea, one, because it provides a spot for creative, independent artists to make an income. But for all those generic projects out there, people loved OpenSea because it was liquidable. They could get lucky, have a project blow up, and they could just cash out right away. So now you're telling me that the platform with the most NFT, with the quality of the NFTs that VeVe has, is liquidable now too? Game changing. Okay, so it looks like some people are getting a bug. Interesting. Oh, that's awesome, though. I mean, Jacob, everyone's vault is, I would always say don't compare it to other people's vaults because, I mean, a vault that doesn't seem that big to you could seem huge to someone else. So you have already, 200 collectibles and comics total? I feel like that's a huge amount, especially to someone just starting out. I always try to look at it as a perspective of someone who has 0 collectibles just finding VeVe, because this is going to sound like a moon boyish statement, but it's still true to this day. If you believe that VeVe is going to be here for the next decade, 2 decades, which I do believe, the majority of the people that are going to be using the VeVe app over the next decade haven't even joined the VeVe app just yet. When you start thinking about it like that, instead of just thinking of it like 1 to 2 years away, and you start thinking about it 4 to 5 to 7 years away, it's like this is an opportunity of a lifetime. We all thought it was going to happen and pass in like a month. So a lot of us were scrambling in the early days, trying to get everything before it ran away. We didn't know it kind of, last this long of an opportunity. But for a lot of people, the opportunity is just beginning because the opportunity didn't start until they saw cash out available. I have 2 Superman. I'm still holding on to my 2 Superman, Caleb. I don't know how much further it can dip. I don't see Superman going down below 1K, but again, Ray Fixie holds a lot of those. So I'm not too sure. I just look at Superman as being an FA of one of the top 3 most recognizable superheroes in the world. I wasn't the biggest comic collector, superhero person, so I didn't know much about this space and all these different characters. But someone like me, part of your mainstream average person in society, you don't have to tell me how valuable Batman, Spider-Man, Superman is. Those are 3 iconic characters in my opinion. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, Ray has a lot of those. Shout out to Ray Fixie. But I still believe in Superman big time. There was a point where I thought maybe I saw my duplicate Superman for a ultra rare Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, and Pocket the Difference of Gems, but it was a tough debate. Mine ended up not selling. I just decided to hold on to Superman, and then Superman ended up being more valuable, a lot more valuable than the ultra rare Steamboat Willie. Now it's about even. I think Superman still has it by a little bit. I think they're going to be both big time collectibles though, and I would just rather hold on to the 2 Superman, but both are going to be huge. I think. Just a personal opinion there. But I'm going to wrap up today's show. It was great to be back with you guys. I know it's been about a week or 2. Missed a lot of you guys. Hopefully you guys missed me. What a drop, man. What a drop. I really didn't expect to come on the drop today, drop show, and actually hit the drop. I was hoping I saw a lot of people hit. I saw Willow hit today, which is amazing. More people hit than I expected, to be honest. I'm going to give one last look at these drop prices, and I'm glad I can do it on the VeVe app. We got the uncommons moving up in price. Glad to see it. Glad to see it. Uncommons going for 100. I'm going to try to grab one of those eventually. Just complete the set. just so I can say I have like all of the Rewind Collective Pride sets. The Hearts 99. The flag is still lagging behind a little bit, $82. I think that's gonna creep back up, probably past 100 eventually. But got for 59. I like the username. I like the fact that we can look on the market though on the web app. Definitely love that. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in today. Hey, we got a little super chat from the man, the myth, the legend, Kobe Collects himself. Guys, if you guys don't know who Kobe Collects, I'd be surprised by now. I feel like one of the innovators in the whole giveaway space. I remember there was a time where I would just check the VeVe app randomly for a drop or the market, and I see on the feed, I'm here for Kobe Collects giveaway. Like he was going crazy with the giveaways for a while. Awesome content creator on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check him out. Kobe, appreciate you big time, my man. Wow, Willow had all the confidence in the world. Got to manifest it. Manifest gate right there. Man. Kobe, how did your drops go today? Did you go for the Thor Marvel Mighties? I skipped that one. I felt like it was a pretty solid gamble for the ones that did gamble. I saw so many secret rares, ultra rares. I just didn't have that many gems, so I just decided to pass on it. Save for that Givenchy drop. I really didn't expect myself to hit the Givenchy. I was trying to, like Willow said, manifest it and kind of just will my way to get it, but I had a lot of doubts today. When I got it, I was in disbelief. I still kind of am in disbelief, to be honest. I felt like it hit me, but it really hasn't hit me just yet. Punch, how we doing, my man? VeVe season incoming? New season pops on? What do you mean by this? I think new season's already here. We're in season 4 right now. Crazy that we're in season 4. I mean, just saying that feels old, you know. We're old in VeVe years right now. That's what it's going to be moving forward. We're going to be like, it's going to be like VeVe years, you know. It's season 4 already. I'm signing out though. Oh, here we go. I wanted to find out what Kobe got. 5 Mighties. Odin paid for them all and hit 0 on Givenchy, but flipped 2 so far for 600. Let's go. Kobe, I feel like you crushed the flip game, man. You make a lot of profits doing that. 5 Mighties. Yeah, Odin paid for them all. That's the ultra rare. I think Odin probably looks the best out of the bunch too. I know Secret Rare is probably going to do the best value-wise, but I felt like Odin is one that people like the look of a lot. Odin's moving up in price too, 69. Okay. Let's take a look at him in 3D here. I can't seem to find out how to move the collectibles down. We'll see if this one works. Oh, this is fine. The Pride kind of came up a little strange. But yeah, I think that looks pretty solid. That one came out really well. Yeah, I felt like that was the kind of the main, like the consensus overall. I know there were some complaints with this one. Some of them didn't look as good, some people said, but I think overall, majority of the people were definitely big fans of the way this set came out. Better Ray Bill. I liked Odin the best, probably. I wonder when you will get the OG tag. Maybe people who joined back in 2021. Yeah, Pop Son, I'm not sure. I don't know if they have ever came out and clarified or confirmed the exact thing that they're going to do. I think it's going to be anyone who joined or anyone who bought a collectible in season 1. But it could be, they could probably give something out or some kind of tag for, you know, anyone who joined in 2021, like the different years, 2020. Because there's some triple OGs who joined in 2020. I feel like most of the OGs, I would say, quote unquote OGs, joined like anywhere in 2021. Because really it's only like a month or two that separates people, but it was just a big growth spurt from, because March 1st we had 8,000 users. And by the end of March, we had 180,000 users. But like that whole March, April, May, like there's a lot of OGs that joined in that period. Even up to that summer, I would say. But yeah, I'm interested to see what their final decision is. OG Pride staying strong. Yeah, that's gonna be one. You guys already heard him, not heard. I guess yeah, heard Amar say in the Twitter Spaces the other day. Museums are looking at the Givenchy Pride pieces on the VeVe app. That's big time, and it's only the beginning. If big museums are looking at that, it's not going to be just them and that's it. They're going to start a whole trend. VeVe Arcade in the building. I'm doing well, my man. So I skipped the Thor Marvel Mighties drop. I probably would have went for it if I had like extra gems to kind of gamble, but didn't really have enough gems to kind of gamble for that. So I just held on to it, skipped the drop, went for the Givenchy drop, tried manifesting my way into thinking I was going to get it, even though I really didn't think I was going to stand a chance. And I got one, my man. I got a low digit. Let's do a little replay here. Did I really tweet out the wrong video? I should have tweeted out the one that had like a 10-second countdown. Oh my gosh, I tweeted out the wrong video. I really just tweeted out the wrong video. Oh my gosh. I meant to tweet out the 10-second countdown video. Wow. So the video I tweeted out literally went from 0 seconds to just buy now. Unbelievable. Man, today was a mess. I tweeted out without the countdown. It's unbelievable. Somebody should have told me. It probably is a glitch. VeVe Arcade, let me replay it. Crazy, man. Crazy day, crazy day. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Click. Unbelievable. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Went right away. So smooth. Only had $112 gems. Did you go for the Marvel Mighties, VeVe Arcade? But yeah, I'm glad, I hope you guys enjoyed the Logan Paul and Impulsive little clip today too. I felt like that was a huge part because we all know Logan knows about VeVe and Omi and him discussing licensed digital assets with Kevin O'Leary. We're before the beginning of this whole entire space. I truly believe that. So with that little clip of the AMA last night, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Anytime the Comey team talks about payouts finally here, groundbreaking moment in the history of VeVe. Solid buy right there, VeVe Arcade. I think anything Givenchy is going to do unbelievable in the long term. Sure, it may dip maybe in the short term, but there's not too many things that are bigger than Givenchy. Givenchy. Any kind of celebrity that joins the app, which will probably be happening #soon, within the next months, whatever the case is, right? Celebrities, it's like a Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Givenchy. These are high-class luxury brands that are going to stand the test of time that are going to have a lot of demand, I think. So huge drop. Can't believe I even got one today. Wasn't really expecting that. Thought I was just going to come in a live drop, kind of, talk with the fam, talk with everybody. Haven't really been able to hear from you guys in a little while, a couple weeks. So good to hear from everyone. Glad everyone's doing well. Glad I got back to the live drop shows. What a day, right? What a day to get back to them. So like I said, I'm gonna keep probably doing the golf vlogs just because I have fun doing them, but it's not gonna be in swap replace the live drop shows. Gonna try to do a little bit of both. They just take a long time to edit, so they may come out like a day later or something like that, but it's still gonna do them just because I have fun doing them. But with all that being said, I'm signing out today, guys. Shout out to everyone who got a secret rare, ultra rare on the Thor drop before the Givenchy drop, because I think that's going to do well too. I think, like I said, the Marvel Mighties are going to be big. We just have no utility for them just yet. There's no games, but games are going to put it over the edge where if you're waiting for a game to come out to buy Marvel Mighties, probably going to be too late. Just my opinion. But again, I think it's important to grab what you like, because once you collect the things that you like, you're not always worried about a price point and all that kind of stuff to stress you out. So let's go. Shout out to you for hitting the Pride. I think that's going to do well. Anyone who hit the Pride or grabbed it in the market, I think is a smart, wise choice. It's not the FE, but I think anything Givenchy is going to do really well long term. Not financial advice, of course. Opinions only. With all that being said, I'm signing out today. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.